Hi guys. Um, so this is the Batman Returns live stream. Hello,
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay, thanks.
So we're gonna be talking about Batman Returns.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I don't have the questions written down or anything, but
You good? Take your time.
okay. So if I'm right, I'm trying to remember. I think when Batman Returns was released, it was June 19th, 1992, around there.
Yeah, it definitely was a '90s movie because
Yeah,
the first one was '89.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Trying to think. I know it came out somewhere in June. I'm not sure if that was June 19th or a different date.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to think on that. So this is like the first movie, well, sequel to be directed by Tim Burton, because there are just some, sequels to movies that sometimes are directed by different directors, but nope. Um, yeah, I think Tim Burton wanted to do something different with the sequel.
Oh yeah. In the first one, there was a lot of studio control. Like they told him what to do, but in this one, they gave him full reign to do whatever he wanted, and he did. He didn't give a fuck.
Oh
He had
yeah,
fun with it. Yeah.
yeah, I can definitely yeah, see that because yeah, it's a bit more dark than the first, and especially with the characters in this one, it's quite different, on his take, like with the Penguin, Catwoman, and Max Shrek, and pretty much everything else. So yeah, it definitely has that um more gothic and dark tone to it than the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think he did a really great job on that, because I remember watching that quite young, and yeah, I think certain parts I was a little confused, but I think one part really actually kind of shocked me was the way Max Shrek died, because I'm like, oh, like what the what? So yeah, I didn't quite understand him, like what? But as I got older, I was like, oh, okay, so that's what happened.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, because seeing something like that, as a young child, is like, it's quite shocking to see, and you're just wondering, like, whoa, how did that happen?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, ugh, like, whoa. um, but yeah, it is a really good sequel, and oh man, I'm trying to think. But yeah, it's just really great how it turned out, and I think if someone were to try to, you know, do it again, um, like in today, yeah, I don't think it would turn out as good like it did then.
I don't think you can recapture that sort of energy and just oddness and brutality of it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
Hey, Art.
hello.
Right.
So Okay, so what are your favorite characters?
Oh, who you're asking?
Oh, both.
Uh, I really like the way Penguin was portrayed. It's not my favorite version of Penguin, but it's Danny DeVito. He always does a good job, and of course, I think Catwoman steals the show in this movie. Though. Like
Yeah.
this is my favorite version of Catwoman. When I think of Catwoman, I think of Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So what about you? Or
Yeah. We're talking about Batman Returns.
yeah, who's your favorite character?
Yeah. I don't. Either Batman or the Penguin.
Well, even if
But
it's both.
I did like Catwoman though. It's a
Okay.
hard one.
Was
Yeah.
she was she too much?
Hmm?
Um, I, I, I'm mixing up my words. Definitely for sure, I would say Batman's my favorite. Um,
Hmm.
I've heard a lot of people saying this, and even I don't quite know because people don't know what to think of Catwoman because I think there's an interview where Michelle Pfeiffer, where she said that it depends on your view. Like if you watch the movie, that you can either see her as a villain or the good guy or more like an anti-hero in a way. Like there's no clear um, definition on her character, whether she's just a villain or not. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a bit confused because I don't know how to see her in the movie. Like, either a bad guy or maybe a little bit, but not so much. Like, I
Hmm.
don't know, really.
She's the thing is, it was kind of doing anti-hero type energy. Like she's definitely not the hero, but you know she's a very sympathetic character because you know how she gets to where she is,
Yeah.
and um, the thing, she's kind of like doing her own thing. Yeah, she teams up with the Penguin, but that's for her own gains. She's kind
Right.
of she
Hmm.
just she's an interesting character for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because, yeah, I know what you mean by that. Like, when she was like, talking with the penguin and everything, like, yeah, that was pretty much, something different. But yeah, I kept, because, even when I was quite young, I kept thinking, wait, is she the villain, the good guy, or what? So even I was confused about that because it seemed like certain things she did were like, okay, that's not good. But then certain things I did, like, okay, well, that's not bad.
Kind of
Hmm.
was one of those characters that showed like not everybody's black and white. Like she was abused in her life, so when she gets this power, she kind of trips and she uses it to take her power out on other people and like show that like she ain't taking any shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think it's quite interesting with her character, though, like how, she seemed like quite shy and she kept things to herself, but then after what happened, after Max pushed her and she came back, then she can I'm sorry, Steve became a whole different person with a whole, different personality.
Hmm. For sure. It's like it's interesting how they play it because she's still herself, but it's almost like she's I think when she comes back, it's like she's been possessed. Like she's wearing all the dolls and she's making the black suit, and it's it's interesting for sure.
Very. Yeah, my question would be like when she was making the suit, I mean, I know she had like some kind of leather jacket, but to make the whole costume from, head to toe, like how much leather did she had to make that?
Mm.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, maybe she had a magic closet or something and she just had a lot of leather in there somehow.
Mhm.
So, so when you like first watched it, like did you know like exactly what um like with Max Shrek, like what he was up to, or like was there um or like did you know about that, or was it more like you didn't quite know because they didn't really, quite say in the movie?
um, when I first saw it, I didn't know. I kind of um caught on later after a few rewatches, but as a kid, I didn't really know exactly what he was doing. But it's kind of cool because you realize his name is Max Shrek, and the actor that played Nosferatu is Max Shrek, and
Yeah.
Max Shrek is kind of like a in the movie. He's kind of like a vampire sucking off the energy of the city, and if you know what I mean. So it's kind of
June
cool they
wants
did
to know
that.
Yeah.
June wants to know if he can get the link.
Yeah, I was asking Brittany to make sure to get her okay. Just if I can send them the link.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
in the background.
definitely. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to do that right now.
Oh,
Hey, retro Scotty.
Hmm.
Or
that's
Scotty.
good. No problem.
Okay. But yeah, I was quite confused about that too. And even when I got older, I was still a bit confused because I remember when the penguin kidnapped Max and when he was talking to him and mentioned about toxic waste, I'm like, wait, what? And so yeah, I was completely confused because I'm like, okay, I know what the penguin's up to, and Catwoman, she's doing her own thing. But what about Max Shrek? Like, I don't know what he's up to. Like, he seems very fishy, very suspicious here. And, like, to me, it wasn't quite clear what his intentions were. And I'm like, okay, whatever he's up to, I don't like it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I actually got a comment saying exactly what he was up to, saying that he was planning on to take Gotham's power, electricity, and for what reason? I don't know. Like, I don't think it mentioned for that reason. Like, I don't know, but it mentioned something that Doctor Crane, I think one of the characters in the movie, was pouring uh, like tons, like thousands of a toxin into the water supply, and so it's like, oh no, like that's just bad. Hey, what happened?
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, where did Trinity go?
Oh, he'll be back.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I will give you the link. All right. Hi. What happened?
Hey, I was sending Junebug the link and it kicked me.
Okay.
Hello.
There.
Uh,
Oh, I guess my favorite character is Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, for obvious.
Yeah, definitely. She's the best character in the movie.
Yeah. And Christopher Walken always just has that magic touch in movies. Where you can just touch him,
Yeah.
and it makes it better. So, and Michael Keaton is still the best Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. For
yeah.
sure.
Always.
What was the next question?
Okay, I had to look it up when it came out. Yes, I was right the first time. June 19th.
92.
Yep. So around the time it came out, I was, let's see, I was still a baby. So later, in November that year, I would actually turn 1. So of course, I was too young to watch it, but at some point I did watch it. I'm not sure how old, but I did grow up watching it along with Batman and Batman Forever. But yeah, I did like it, but of course, certain parts I probably was a little bit confused, and some parts I thought, whoa, like, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, especially the part where, um, where the penguin bit the guy's nose and it gushes out. Like, didn't expect
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
Like I said, they didn't give any Burton any restrictions. And, like,
And what was it? The Punani part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I it I wasn't even born when it first came out because I was born later on in the year in October. But I first remember seeing this actually at my aunt's house, and it
Oh,
was on TV. It was like a 4th of July cookout we were having, and they were having. She had cable, so it was like the uncensored version. I was like, because I really liked the first one. Yeah, and the first one has its elements in it that are pretty dark, but this one is like, wow. It's
yeah.
And Danny DeVito, I don't know who can really top him as the Penguin because I like Colin Farrell as an actor, but I can't see him as the Penguin. So, um,
Yeah.
and
he's
apparently he's the new Penguin. So,
yeah. He The thing is, I like Danny DeVito's Penguin on a lot. He's not my favorite live action Penguin. That goes to Robin Taylor Lord, but I really like DeVito's spin on it. It was fun.
yeah, well, he was a good Penguin too, but I don't know how anybody could come close to Danny DeVito as the Penguin. I mean, and to think their original choice was Bob Hopkins to play the Penguin. So,
Really?
yeah, which it definitely would have been a very interesting Penguin if he did it.
Hmm.
So, but I just can't see him being very like a very comedic penguin, because the penguin's supposed to be kind of cold but comedic, like a lot of Batman villains. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
um, so
This one they just went all the way with like the freak type penguin. They didn't go for the more elegant. I mean, they touched on it a little bit, but this was more like, yeah, this is just a freak. His butt crack is out. He's got like a penguin army, a giant rubber duck,
yeah,
flying umbrellas and shit.
What was his real
They
name?
just went
Oswald,
Yeah.
Oswald.
Oswald
Yeah.
Cobblepot.
yeah, and you guys know how they originally came up with the idea for the penguin, right? The comics.
What?
Well, actually, it was based off of. There's two scenarios. It was based off of the one of the heads of Timely Comics, which later on became Marvel, just to tick them off. But they also based him off of back in the day they had ads for cigarettes, and one of their mascots was a penguin,
Oh wow.
and so they made this. I just found that funny, just to but just to spite Marvel. DC bases one of their best villains off of them. So
Nice.
Wow, that's very interesting.
mm-hmm.
The penguin was a sad character to me.
Yeah.
And this one, anyways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had a very sad
Well-
backstory.
Well, that's what makes him a really good villain. Because the best villains are the ones that we can actually understand why they're evil, and it makes us as audience members we feel more like it's in some weird way we're rooting more for the villain than the hero. That those always makes the best villains. It's one of the reasons why, like Darth Vader, people still think he's one of the best villains of all time, because we can actually understand why he's evil.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I like it because you got like the anti-hero type kind of villain in Catwoman, who's very sympathetic. Then you got the more eviler villain in the Penguin, but he's still very sympathetic. And then you got the just pure evil villain who's not sympathetic at all in Max Shrek. So you kind of get that trio, and you kind
Punani.
of get darker as you go along.
Christopher Walken's a good back.
Again, Christopher Walken just always has that magic touch. He can just touch a movie and he makes it better.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've seen like several movies of his, which he did really good. Like, some I think he played the good guy at times, but mostly he was the bad guy. And yeah, I think Batman Returns was probably the first movie I saw of Christopher Walken where he's mostly the bad guy, and later watching a bit more, I'm like, okay, he's really convincing as
I
the
don't
bad
think
guy.
A View to a Kill would have been as good as it is without Christopher Walken as the bad guy.
No, especially if they
Yeah.
used the original choice. I mean, for A View to a Kill, the original choice for that role was David Bowie. I like David Bowie, but I can't.
No.
I can't.
That would have been wrong.
Maybe doing a Bond song, but not a Bond villain.
Mhm.
Yeah. You could have easily done a song.
Yeah, but Christopher Walken, he made that role like a lesser Bond movie, and one where you could really tell, good old here's Grandpa Moore being a creepy old man to some of the women in that movie, where his hairpiece is falling out. You could see his stunt double sometimes. But then Christopher Walken just plays this like Tony Montana level villain, almost.
Yeah.
And basically doing doing a remake of Goldfinger, if you think about it. So Christopher Walken just always has that magic touch. I mean, I'm not a fan of Pulp Fiction, but his one scene makes the movie better.
Yeah.
You okay? You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully, he's not dying.
Oh, I think he's all right. What was that? Was that some kind of animal?
That's my dog.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a duck or a bird.
There's a duck on StreamYard.
But yeah, he did have a small role though in Sleepy Hollow, but even he did real good with that because he had no dialogue. But then again, I don't think he needed to say anything in that movie because even him
No.
playing out that character the way he did was terrifying.
It was better because he didn't say anything.
He was
Exactly.
and at people, and it was awesome.
Hmm.
He was just making noises.
And he had the filed down teeth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly, because I can't.
That's like all he says.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he was doing, but that just made him really scary. And plus, with his character, like what he was doing was pretty disturbing. And it's like you don't want to go near him, with that kind of character.
Well, exactly. I can't even had those horsemen
Hmm.
talking.
I
Talking.
thought it
I
was,
think that made the movie better.
yeah. I thought it was pretty interesting, but also kind of disturbing how later on in the movie, when Johnny Depp throws his skull to him and he puts it back on, and all of a sudden you see these veins and muscles and
Yeah.
everything else, and his eyes like pop out. It's like, like it was a cool effect, on the movie, but it was like, wow, okay, yeah, they did a good job with that. But
What?
yeah,
What's with all the clowns in Batman Returns, though?
all the clowns.
It's like
Um,
even without, it's like we're not bringing the Joker back for this because he's dead, but we're still going to keep the clown aesthetic.
I
Yeah.
get it because the Penguin, he was surrounding himself with what he considered freaks like him. So
Oh,
grabbing people from the circus. He had
Yeah.
that woman that would stand next to him, like the really tall woman with the poodle. Like
yeah.
I think he surrounded himself with freaks to make him feel more, secure and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, yeah, like the race for all of the freaks.
That's just my
Is
interpretation.
what he wanted to be.
Yeah,
And
I didn't quite
Tim
get.
Burton just likes clowns.
that's what I was saying. Like, what's with the? They're still going with the clown type of thing.
Yeah, I'm just glad that Pennywise wasn't there.
Well, I mean, clowns are clowns. I mean, as a kid, you think they're funny. At least I always thought they were funny, but then there's some very disturbing stories about some clowns, and make clowns very, very freaky. But I don't really want to go there on Britney Streams. I'm very, very.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know, like yeah, I never really thought of clowns as something funny because to me there was just something about it that seemed very off, something quite creepy, like something kind of like unknown, kind of like with Pennywise in a way, like you don't know what it is, but mostly it
Hmm.
takes form on the person's fears, and it mostly takes form of a clown. So I find that to be very terrifying. So it's like, but yeah, the clowns in Batman Returns, yeah, they don't quite scare me, although I wouldn't go near them. But with Pennywise, he's the kind of clown I would
Yeah.
really not go near, because I would just be running and just running away, like screaming.
And especially the one and only Pennywise, not the
Mhm.
other that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I did had a dream though, as you see on my channel, that I had this very bizarre dream that instead of Max Shrek dying the way he did in the movie was quite disturbing. That instead he did die, but not in that horrific way. But he came back and his he looked really pale, but instead he came back with electric powers. So yeah, it was very bizarre, and I thought, considering I had that kind of dream, I thought, why not did a video on it? So I did, and if you want to check that out, feel free. But in case you have seen it, then that's good. But yeah,
Hmm.
I'm just kind of wondering, like, what would happen, let's say, if they want to change that? Like, instead of killing him off, that he comes back and has these powers and he becomes like a villain, like a super villain.
Hmm.
It,
Definitely be interesting.
Hmm. Very. And considering he was planning to take um, Gotham's electricity, then with him dying the way he did, then somehow he would be able to use his powers to steal uh, Gotham's electricity that way. And I think that would have been like very creepy.
Yeah.
uh, like make him like an electric vampire. Like he
Hmm.
needs like electricity to survive, so he'll like suck it. Like he needs to
Yeah.
suck a certain amount of electricity every a certain amount of time to stay alive. Like
Well,
maybe he can take like like from your body too. Like he can start taking it away from people,
they,
like the kinetic energy. I don't know, but
well, they could do something like
Yeah.
a sequel, but have it where, like, sort of maybe Max Shrek is sort of a white. His company is like a rival to Wayne Enterprises, and so basically you have it where, yes, Batman has to fight him, but also Bruce Wayne has to fight him in order to protect the fact that he's Batman. Maybe
mm,
the Riddler's working for him, Shrek or something,
Oh,
Hmm.
wow. Yeah.
and get the original choice for the Riddler was they originally asked Robin Williams to play the Riddler.
Yeah, I did heard about that. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think if he did, let's say if
Interesting.
he did the role of the Riddler, yeah, I think it would have been very different.
Mm-hmm. And I can't remember if it was either Damon or Sean Wayans that they wanted to play Robin, or not. No, no, no. It was Sean or Marlon. Um,
I
who they,
think it was Marlon.
it was either, yeah.
Oh,
It was one of the younger Wayans brothers. I get those two confused because they're like basically but I think it was Marlon. Marlon's the one who is usually seems to get better roles. So
The one that played Shorty, I'm pretty sure in Scary Movie. Not the one that
Yeah.
played Ray, the one that played Shorty.
Oh, okay.
I was
Hey,
going,
you all
What's up, Deacon?
know who also auditioned
Do you want to join?
like Robin in Batman Forever. I know we're talking about returns, but Christian Bale, Robin.
Really?
But it would be interesting if he got electrical power. Basically, make him electric.
Yeah, I think that would have been interesting too. And yeah, because I didn't even watch it that night when I had that dream, but it wasn't until I woke up that I thought, wait, did the movie change? So I had to look back on it and no, it pretty much stayed the same. Like, okay, that was different.
Brittany, have you ever heard of a character called Livewire?
Livewire?
I love the song by Motley Crue.
He's a Superman villain who has electric powers. I didn't know if maybe you were inspired by that or it's just a coincidence because they do have a villain quite like that, but it's a Superman villain she's a female though. She's pretty badass.
Well, Superman,
Okay.
Batman, first, so it. And
Yeah.
who knows? There could be a male live wire.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Like they could have just made Max Shrek into a male Livewire. Like that would have been interesting.
But
Yeah.
but if her name is Livewire, she has to use the Motley Crue song. Because that would be awesome. She just comes out to Livewire.
They haven't done that yet, I don't think, but I could arrange something eventually.
Well,
I've always looked that character.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I never heard of her until now. I'm like, what? But yeah, I think it pretty much showed how if he were to die but come back with electric powers, I think it's because the way how he was electrocuted to death and that's how he came back. And yeah, so just seeing that, yeah, I think it pretty much showed what could have been different and maybe how it would have went like that. I think if they decided to do that, but of course, they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just wondering, like, are there any parts that maybe you think that could have changed in the movie, maybe even a little bit, or would you not change anything?
It's, I like all the scenes pretty much.
Yeah, I like the whole movie.
Oh, go ahead, my bad, dude.
I was gonna say I like the whole movie. I mean, because Batman works better. I mean, when it's sort of, I think one of the reasons why these movies, I would say, in recent times, are like more remembered than some of the later adaptations of Batman, is because it's dark, but 1930 time period. That I think Batman works better always in this aesthetic. I don't think I would change anything really about it. Like, I think there's a reason why, like if a lot of fans they were asked who's the best Batman. Yes, Ben Affleck came in second, but Michael Keaton was voted number one. So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
If you ask who's the best Batman in general, a lot of people are gonna say Conroy, including me. But if you're talking live action, Keaton all the way.
Yeah,
Can't
well,
beat Keaton in live action.
this poll said who's the best action Batman. Um, I mean,
Right.
and obviously the worst ones as the ones that nobody has seen because they both got 0. And I actually do like them, but it was the Batmans from the 1940s serials. So the two actors, and they did good. But Michael Keaton is still the best Batman, and I think one of the reasons why is Michael Keaton did kind of play up the fact that he's a good Bruce Wayne. He is sort of a James Bond, but also he shows that hey, Bruce Wayne might be a little crazy, because it does take. I think it takes a special type of man that will dress up as a bat. And he's a businessman and everything. Maybe he's not quite right in the head, in some way.
Right.
So, but at least it's I always looked at Bruce Wayne because maybe he does need. Maybe Bruce Wayne does need a little bit of psychiatric help. That's why it's a good thing he has Alfred.
Alfred grounds for sure. And I actually don't mind Batman killing in the 80s movies because, like, yeah, there's the no killing rule. It really solidified the character with the no killing rule. But this Batman, it works because, like what you said, he's kind of deranged. And the thing I like is he doesn't kill people in guns like Zack Snyder does. Zack Snyder makes Batman kill people in like a boring way with like a machine gun. This Batman like will strap bombs to you, set you on fire with his car. Like he uses his gadgets to kill people, and I like that.
I will. I'll defend the whole Batman killing thing. Batman, the whole Batman doesn't kill thing is complete, thing as far as Batman comics go. I mean, really, that did not start until the 70s as far as Batman goes, and before that, Batman was for like 30 years or so, and that main reason why they. Let's face it, in the original comics, we know Batman. He had a gun. I mean, and that was up until the 70s. That Batman had that gun. Although now comics revisionist history saying that it was like the third comic or something, but no, you look at the history. Batman had a gun until the 70s. The reason they took it away was they didn't think it was a good influence on kids to have Batman just sit there and shoot people, which I agree. I mean, they wanted to make Batman more like James Bond and use gadgets, and I like that idea better. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need guns. Like I'm against the gun thing because he's got the gadgets. I don't mind if he kills people, but let him do it with the gadgets. Don't have him down people with a submachine gun. That's fucking boring.
well,
Like
exactly.
Batman's
Batman's not Rambo.
Exactly.
I mean, and plus, when okay, I let's face it, I know they say he knows every form of martial arts, but when you know as much martial arts as Bat, you don't need guns. When you take when you arm somebody in a matter of seconds who has like a submachine gun or an AR, I don't think you need to have guns. You can just sit there and take out the guy, like So
Yeah.
I never need guns.
yeah, I'm getting really tired of that thing. Batman doesn't kill. I mean, so it's just like, yes, but that's a fairly new thing with the comics people.
Yeah, like I don't. If I wrote Batman now, I could get not putting the no kill rule because I like it. It adds to the character, but I don't think it makes the older movies lesser that he kills. Like I don't get mad at them about that because that's just that type of Batman.
Yeah, well, I even argue people even there's been people who even complain about like Batman Arkham Asylum just because of the whole Batman doesn't kill. But I'm like, where does it say? I mean, they go out of their way to say, he didn't die, but like some of those guys, like, yeah, they died because nobody could survive some of that stuff. and it has been people have argued that point with Batman Arkham Asylum, but then like the true Batman fans absolutely love those games. So,
They're good games.
hmm but one of the things that I actually had a dream about, I actually did had a dream that they did a adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, but with Michael Keaton.
Oh wow.
And yeah, you know, Jack, that somehow Jack Nicholson survived, and it was a dream. So Christopher Reeve was still alive, so we got to see actually the real Batman.
Oh wow. Yeah, that sounds like a really interesting dream right there.
Yeah, it was. I wish it could have happened. Because, that I would love to see somebody who's really good at stop motion do that. The real Batman versus Superman, Christopher Reeve versus Michael Keaton, because that's what we really want to see. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would have been quite interesting um to see that because with this other one of Ben Affleck and
yeah.
the other one who plays Superman. It's like I haven't really seen that one because some people were complaining about it, and as for me, it's like well. I can't really complain about it. I don't know what to say about it because I haven't seen that yet. So it's like until I do see it, then I'll give my thoughts. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, other than that, I'll just say Batman is just mostly my top favorite superhero.
Yeah. If Marty's pretty good at stop motion, if Marty's watching, he should do that. The real Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
And honestly, Tim Burton was definitely, I think, the best choice to bring Batman to this. One of the first people to bring Batman to the screen. I think really he was the best choice to bring these movies to the screen because I don't know who else could have directed Batman back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. And I think considering he wanted to do it, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he did perfect, on that. Like with the first one and coming back to do the sequel and made it more dark. And since there was a lot more going on, it's like, yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, and I mean, even Joel Schumacher, with Batman Forever, he did an okay job. And a Batman and Robin, I more look at that like a fun bad movie. It's not like the worst. I have seen far worse movies than Batman and Robin. So,
Yeah.
and
Um,
I
yeah.
more blame that on Joel Schumacher not no to the producers
Hmm.
more so. But yeah, um,
The thing is, like Schumacher, they brought Schumacher in because they thought Burton was too dark, so they wanted to lighten it up. And I know they're saying there's this super secret dark cut of not Batman and Robin, but like Batman Forever, I think, or was it Batman and Robin? I don't know, but there's a super dark cut of one of those movies apparently coming out, and I'm like, no, there's not gonna be a super dark cut. They brought Schumacher in to lighten it up. He did not make a secret dark cut of this. What are you talking about?
well, and even we don't know how much footage is out there that maybe Joel Schumacher would not even. The thing is, I think overall he was happy with Batman Forever. I mean, because I don't think he ever apologized for Batman Forever. He did apologize for Batman and Robin, but I think overall he was proud of Batman Forever, and Batman Forever still had dark elements in it. So,
oh, then it might be Batman and Robin they're talking about. But still, I don't think.
It's Batman Forever they're talking about because they're saying release the Schumacher cut and everything just because of the how fans really wanted Snyder cut, which I still haven't seen, and I don't really want. I don't plan
It's
on seeing
good,
it.
but I know they're gonna release the David Ayer cut for Suicide Squad, and I'm happy for that. But now it just seems everybody has a secret cut, and
Yeah,
I'm like, the Snyder thing made sense, but why does everybody need a cut now? It's crazy.
I think a lot of what it is people just like, oh, I've heard how release. We're kind of getting off topic, but um, the thing I've heard is we're like release the Scooby cut, the R-rated version of Scooby Doo, the Scooby Doo movie, where um that James Gunn wrote, and I'm just like, I don't. Some of that stuff, like, yeah,
No,
cool, would be great to see, but I don't know if I really want to see some of the scenes I've heard in that movie. So
I don't want to see an R-rated Scooby Doo.
yeah, well, in
That's
that scene,
weird.
in the scene they like in that they showed how apparently they actually showed it that Shaggy was a stoner. Like they showed him lining up a joint and everything. Um, Apparently there was some scene where Velma and Daphne are in a relationship and stuff, and it was just like, no, that just doesn't work. That's not Scooby Doo. I mean, what makes it funnier is that we don't. I mean, yeah, Shaggy's a stoner, but it's subtle. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, Brittany, would you like to see an R-rated Scooby Doo?
anyway, yeah,
Um, no. No, just because, like, you know, because, since the TV show, the animated series wasn't like that, it's like, try to make it similar like that. But of course, add some things that are a little bit more adult, mature, but don't make it like dark because then it's gonna be hard for me to watch and it's gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute. This isn't Scooby Doo. This is something else here.
I would say at least a PG-13 Scooby Doo, but
I'm
maybe like
still here.
Yeah, like
yeah,
you can make it like PG-13, but not like rated R.
yeah. Oh no, Trench left.
Uh-oh. Well, what
Uh-oh.
just happened?
Trench is gone. Here.
Did the
Rest,
thunderstorm did that?
Trench accidentally kicked him off.
Yeah, we've been getting thunderstorms out here lately, so I wonder if it's the weather.
uh, um, you got any more questions about Batman Returns or not really?
Uh, uh, okay, well, trying to think. Um, well, actually, while I'm thinking about some questions, I've actually read a fact. I read a fact that when Tim Burton, was working on the movie, that he was scared to go near Christopher Walken because he was like scared of him while they were filming because of the character he had to play.
Yeah, I've heard that too, and and I could kind of see it too, because Tim Burton, if you watch him in interviews, like he seems like a very open guy, but like there's something about him where he also seems like very shy too.
Yeah.
But like once he starts to like get comfortable around you, like he'll open up more. But like he does seem like he's very shy, and I actually have heard that he does come off sometimes as very shy. So I can see it.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes the best and sometimes the best artists in the world they say are very shy and don't have the best social skills and very um they sometimes they don't seem all there. But then you look at what they do and it's like, wow, that's beautiful. So,
Yeah.
Exactly. So Natalie, she asked favorite scene. So she's asking what our favorite scenes are from Batman Returns.
I think I gotta say when she goes in and Selena Kyle goes in, calls for her cat, and then next calls in for her cat, and then her husband, and then she says, "Oh, I'm not married." I always just find that funny, like, wow, I think you would know that. So, but
Yeah, that's funny too, because it's like,
yeah,
well, yeah, how can you forget that?
yeah. Unless she's like literally that messed up in her life where she has an imaginary husband, which if any girls have that, then maybe
Yeah, could
maybe
be.
maybe you really need to get a boyfriend. Like the next guy who asks you out, just say yes and see what happens. If you're that lonely.
Ty,
Yeah.
you can go see a Whitney Houston hologram concert in Las Vegas if you want.
Really?
Dude, I'm not really much of a fan. I'm not really much of a fan of the hologram tours or the hologram, whatever. I think I'd rather go.
No, that's the point. It's like it's sarcastic. Like, don't you?
I know.
Isn't that what you're interested in going to see? A Whitney Houston hologram concert in Las Vegas?
I'd rather,
Come on.
yeah, I'd rather. I'll stick to tribute bands.
Or if they're gonna hologram someone, at least hologram someone good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you're a fan of Whitney Houston,
True.
Mm.
and
Yeah, but in your case, they could hologram Eddie Van Halen
yeah,
or something. It's something more interesting.
yeah. That depends if his family allowed it to do for that.
There's that.
Right.
Which I
Yep.
personally, I would rather Van Halen take the risk and actually sit there and say, okay, listen, we know that we cannot replace Eddie, but we want to continue as a band, and
Mhm.
I will say that just find at least a guitar player, maybe not on the level of Van Halen, that can at least play some of the songs. Is what I would personally want. Like
Right.
honestly, find a good tribute artist that can play Van Halen really really well. Like what Journey did. So, but yeah. Anyway, is there any?
So, I think my question would be, like, with the way how it ended, would there be anything that you would change of how it ended, or would you not change it?
I think I would keep it pretty much the same because I think this is kind of one of those. It is kind of one of those movies that what would you change to make the story better anything, but it doesn't really have anything like that. So I can't really think of it. So
Yeah, I think that the one thing I would change is that, um, with like Catwoman, like the way she killed Max, like, well, because she killed him the way she did, it's like, can they have not shown the aftermath, after what happened? Because that was just pretty disturbing. Like, can you, like, show something else? Like, can you pretty much show, like, Bruce's reaction, but not that?
Mhm.
But, like, still leave it the way it is, but not just to show that part, because that was like, ugh. Uh, didn't quite like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, I've read that that when you see Catwoman at the end, when you see the bat signal in the sky, that actually she was going to come back and have her own, solo movie, but that never happened, especially with Mel Michelle Pfeiffer, because when Catwoman did got her own movie, it didn't turn out so good.
Well, I also heard that she one of the reasons why she did not want to do it too is they want she a lot of the Michelle Pfeiffer stuff I heard was like it was a very early script and she just said keep working on it. But I also heard that she wanted to alter the costume because it was, she just said it was actually very uncomfortable to wear,
Right.
and it's for them to kind of make it less, not so tight. Even though hey, it looked good, but I understand that because you gotta be able to do the fight scenes and you gotta make it comfortable for the actress, so.
Yeah.
And I've heard that's one of the reasons and everything. Like,
Oh.
I did even hear some directors who they wanted for that Catwoman spinoff. They wanted, I've heard John McTiernan, the director of Die Hard and Predator and Hunt for Red October. I did hear him. He was actually even one of the original choices for Batman Forever. I know that too. They really wanted him to do a Batman movie, which that was cool. So. And then we got, then we got that one with Halle Berry. So
yeah, yeah, that is true. And I don't know. I think I've heard something saying that when you see Catwoman, that I think you don't know whether she really survived or not. Something like that. I'm like, wait, how can you not know? Like, she's right there.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a really great sequel. And I know with Batman Forever, yeah, I know they did not want to make it dark considering, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't want to do the next one dark, which
Yep. Because of
like
McDonald's.
okay,
Because
yeah.
McDonald's. Because they had an advert with McDonald's and McDonald's got offended.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Batman Returns had a advertisement. Warner Brothers had an advertisement deal with McDonald's, and McDonald's was worried that it was not going to sell. But then, let alone it made how much money, and little kids still went to go get their Happy Meals and their Batman toys.
There he is.
And I actually remember having them as a kid. I remember having the Batman Forever cups that they sold
Oh
at
yeah.
McDonald's. I
Yeah.
don't know. Am I the only one that had those on the stream here?
I've actually had one. I think just one. I think it was the one with the Riddler on it, and I think it was the one where you see the bat signal, but it's the question mark.
Yeah,
Um,
my
yeah.
I got handed to my dad. My dad was always the type that if us kids really wanted something, even if we did not have a lot of money, he always tried to hustle his way if we like really wanted something. So he was sitting there hustling to try to collect all those cups, and we eventually did collect them all. But obviously, us being kids and everything, and running through the dishwasher multiple times, they broke. But which I wish we still had those cups because now those cups are worth a lot of money now. So. I mean, Art, did your family ever get those cups, or were you guys too poor? So
What cups?
the Batman Forever cups,
From where?
they had them at McDonald's.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they did when the things came out, because I had all the fucking Batman toys. So
yeah.
maybe.
Which I still remember my grandma when we go to McDonald's, kind of on topic a little bit. She would sit there and take the toys and then give them away as Christmas and birthday presents.
Oh.
So they're
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure about that.
But yeah, although yeah, I really do enjoy Batman and Batman Returns, but I would have to say, yeah, Batman Forever is my favorite. But yeah, now I will do videos on that on another time when I can, maybe a little later this year. But yeah, I will do that for sure because since we will be getting close to October. I mean, I know we're not that close, but still, like, I just have these ideas in mind
yeah.
of to do some
Mhm.
horror movies for that month. So, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
getting prepared ahead of time.
You're on top of that shit. You're on top of it.
Yep.
I mean, I get Batman Forever is kind of like a Halloween film. You have a bunch of people in costumes running around, like trying to kill each other and just acting crazy. I mean,
hmm
you know,
Well,
what gets more Halloween than that?
I guess here's a question. I mean, how would you guys rank? Rank the Schumacher Burton Batman films?
Hmm. Let's see. I think
Because for me, it just basically just goes in. I would say it goes in order. Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Robin.
yeah.
For me, it's Batman Returns, Batman '89, Batman, yeah, Batman Forever, and then Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
So sometimes Batman and Robin and Batman Forever could change places because
Because
I don't
I'm
know, they're both funny.
bad as everybody says it is. It's. I mean, Arnold saves the movie. I mean, despite how, because he's just so cool in that movie.
I don't hate it anymore. I used to hate it, but it's first because I liked it as a kid because I grew up with all of these movies. And then I hated it for a bit, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, it's not that bad. Like it's like I don't get how I could ever. It's weird because it's like it and Batman Forever are on the same level. They both have the same problems, except for Batman Returns knows. I mean, not Batman Returns. Batman and Robin knows more what it is, while Batman Forever is more not really um, balanced in its tone.
All right.
Right.
I like movies though. I like them all.
Let's say, I guess, Art, how would you rank it?
I rank it in the order of the films,
Okay, so you're with
the way they came out. My
Got it.
favorite is the first with Michael Keaton, and then it would go pretty much as the sequels came.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Did Brittany give that answer or not?
But
How would you rank the series then?
um, well, that's a good question because I do like them. Although I think with Batman and Robin, I think maybe if they could have changed certain things here and there, maybe it would have been fine. I just don't know how I would rank it because I like the first two, but then I also love
Basically,
Batman Forever, so it's like it's kind of hard. Hi,
Hello.
hello.
Which
Hello.
which Batman are you talking about, guys?
Oh, we're talking about Batman Returns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Batman Returns, Marty.
Hi, Marty.
I actually prefer this one to the first one. I don't know why.
Oh, me too, man.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Brittany, what would you say is your favorite? I don't know if you've talked about it yet, but what would you say is your favorite moment from the movie?
Favorite moment. Yeah, I don't think I've mentioned that either. Well, there are a lot of good parts in there. Um, I think I like the part where where Selena where she becomes Catwoman, and her whole personality on who she was is like she changed, and like she's become more confident, but also she has a very different side to her than before.
Yeah, like where she tears up her apartment and she starts like tearing apart her teddies and breaks. She has a neon sign on the wall that says hello. I think she just breaks the O and the W and it just says hell. It's cool kind of scene.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I like the scene with the penguins, or as Benedict Cumberbatch says, the Pinkins.
I did like how Warner Brothers were like trying to fucking aim this movie towards kids as well. And the penguin bites off a guy's nose, if I'm not mistaken.
And
And he just tears.
and the penguins have bombs on them.
No rockets. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pure fucking surreal. Like,
Yeah.
You also got my favorite scene, the taser kiss.
Yeah.
oh
Where
yeah. Mistletoe could be deadly.
You know what? I'm actually surprised that they haven't tried to cancel this movie just because of the penguins with rockets and everything.
Way Peter will try and fucking burn every copy or some horse shit like that.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. I love Christopher Walken in this movie. She tries to blackmail me. I'm going to throw her out a high window. I just.
yeah.
Art, have you a favorite moment, dude? Art.
Hello.
Should I get the air horn?
Art.
No, don't get the air horn.
He's probably busy with something. He'll be back. He's like the Terminator. He'll be back.
Wait. I could do the Jim Carrey thing. Does anybody want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No, God, no. But Brittany, are you live much longer? Do you want me to pimp tweet your live?
What was that?
Do you want me to pimp? Do you want me to pimp tweet your live? Do you want me to throw out a tweet saying you're live for people to tune in?
Yeah, you can do that.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll do that soon. But Brittany, did you ever watch the TV show Gotham?
Yeah, I did. The thing is, ow! I'm sorry, I hit my hand by accident. I did watch the first season. I forgot how many episodes I've watched, but oh man, yeah, I did not see the rest. I wish I did, but so far I've only seen the first season. I forgot.
There's 2 things I like about Gotham. I'm not a big fan of it, but the thing I like is first off, Paul Rubens, who plays the Penguin's father in this, plays the Penguin's father in Gotham. And the other cool thing is, Trenchy, who's the actress who plays younger Catwoman? in Gotham, dude.
Oh, Cameron Diaz something.
She
Something with
looks exactly like a teenage version of Michelle Pfeiffer.
she
It's
does.
really fucking it's really cool. So that's something I like. They took elements. I think they based her design and her frizzy hair and stuff on how Celine looks in this, and it kicks arse. I like that the Burton movies, particularly this one, is getting nods in more modern stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
they even have the scene at the party in Gotham where Bruce is in the suit and she's in the dress,
Yeah.
kind of mirroring the scene in this movie.
Yeah, the bit at the ball where they're like, do we have to start fighting now? I thought that was really cute. It was really fucked up, but also kind of sweet to start dancing. What do we do? Do we start fighting now? Or the other thing, sorry, Brittany, I'm going on a tangent, but the other thing is they're at a masquerade ball, but both Selena and Bruce aren't wearing masks because their normal personality is their masks. So to them,
Hmm.
Bruce Wayne is Batman's mask, and Selena Kyle is Catwoman's mask. And I like that kind of dichotomy. That to them, that was their mask at the ball, their normal kind of look.
I did hear that Gotham, that's what their original intention was, to make a prequel to the 89 Batman, but they couldn't.
Yeah, the Burton verse, as
Yeah,
they're calling it.
but they couldn't. But Warner Brothers said no, so they did. They tried to do it subtly.
They done a good job.
Yeah, no, I from what I've seen of Gotham, I like it. I'm just personally not a fan of Jada Pinkett Smith, so it's kind of hard for me to watch it sometimes. But I like what I see overall. So
I mean, she was good as Fish. It's like, that show has a lot of my favorite live action versions of the characters because that's my favorite live action Penguin and my favorite live action Joker.
Oh, Jerome was fucking awesome. Trencher,
Yeah.
that one there, the guy who played Jerome. And I still get shocked when I realize it's the same guy from that Star Wars video game, Fallen Order. It's the same actor.
I love Jerome and Jeremiah, and I like how they got to play, the same guy got to play different versions of the Joker. Like he
Yeah.
got to play 3 different versions.
Wow.
I really enjoyed.
I'm back.
Hey, Art.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Sean Pertwee as Alfred.
Yeah.
Because
The kind of scousery kind of, you could see him because, yeah, in the comics, originally, yeah, in the comics he was an SAS commando.
And I love the fact that he looks so much like his dad. So
The Doctor.
yes, the best Doctor.
Oh.
Art, what's your favorite moment or character part of Batman Returns?
The favorite character?
Or part or moment? What's your favorite part of the movie overall? Would you say?
I like when he gets fucking shocked to death. You know, that shit's.
Yeah, fucking Christopher Walken gets fried.
And the Punani part, Poontang, whatever it was, that shit's funny.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But I prefer the first Batman over Batman Returns.
Okay.
I like them both, though.
I get that.
And
Hey. Oh, sorry.
And I even prefer, I even do prefer Batman over Batman Returns because Jack Nicholson I feel is like I don't know if he ever really gets the credit he deserves as the Joker because it's always Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, and they're good too, but Jack has his very dark moments as well, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to play that down, but I will say I find with Jack Nicholson's roles, he just plays a more kind of zanier version of Jack Nicholson.
yeah. Well, despite how any Batman fans feel about Bob Kane, Jack was his number one choice to play the Joker. So
I mean, I get it, and it's like I don't even really consider Joaquin Phoenix the Joker, but I won't get into that. But like, I respect Jack, but I do prefer, like I said, Cameron Monaghan's my favorite live action, and then I do prefer Ledger over Jack, but I still love Jack. But my favorite Joker is still going to be Mark Hamill all the way.
The thing is, the great thing about the character is like that he's nearly 100 years old. All those characters are nearly fucking 100 years, so they've been around for ages, and there's been so many interpretations of them. So, like, there can be so many avenues or ways to approach the character that it gives the option for different actors to try different things.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And Cesar Romero is definitely the most funnest out of all the Jokers. So.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant. I love the fact he didn't want to shave his mustache, so he just put the makeup over his mustache in later seasons.
Oh.
I always found that funny.
Yeah, Romero was great, man.
Yeah.
I like Penguin. I just prefer the Joker. Whoever's playing them, it doesn't matter who's playing them. I'm talking just the character itself. I prefer Joker over the Penguin.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I would say Mark Hamill captured the Joker best in the comics because in the I've read some of the darker comics where the Joker is a sadistic, evil guy. Like,
fucking The Killing Joke. He paralyzes and rapes Barbara Gordon, for Christ's sake. Like,
I read one comic where he poisoned an entire group of Boy Scouts, and by poisoning them by giving them poison bubble gum.
Oh yeah, was that The Dark Knight Returns?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even as evil Joker is, he still hates Nazis because there was a comic where he teamed up with Red Skull, and he's like, "What? I'm a psychopath, but I'm an American psychopath."
Yeah, that was brilliant. I do a lot of cruddy dins, but I'd never fight alongside a Nazi. It's like, okay, the Joker has morals, apparently.
Yeah.
You know you're a piece of shit when the Joker refuses to work with you.
Well, as I said earlier, Marty, you know that Bob Hopkins was the original choice to play the Penguin in this movie.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. That would have been cool.
But I don't know if he could have gotten the comedic parts though. Like, I think he could have played it more straight, because that's just Bob, so.
But the thing is, if they went in a different direction, I think, not trying to be a dick, but I think DeVito had starred in Taxi prior to this, and he had a couple of roles, and he was kind of synonymous with kind of playing a sleazebag kind of character, and I think that's what kind of maybe kind of structured the character and the outlook of the character. Whereas I think if it was Bob Hoskins, it would have been more of a kind of Cockney gangster.
Kind of like in the comics.
Yeah.
More to the original design. Like that's why I like Robin Taylor Lord, because he's more like the original Penguin, but he also has that psychotic edge of Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
I'm very interested to see how Colin Farrell plays him.
Yeah.
Brittany, I've a loaded question for you now. This is going to be a hard one, but I'll try. If you were to remake this movie today, who would you cast? What modern actors would you cast in the roles?
Oh wow. I have no idea. I don't know. I think if Batman Returns was, if it had to be done, in this time, like more of a modern movie, I really don't know. Like that'd be hard to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you cast Trench in any of the roles?
Oh,
Would you cast Trenchy as Batman? I think Trenchy would make a great Batman.
Well, if he wants to roll as Batman, then
either that or the Penguin.
Mhm.
Trench.
I think Trench kind of comes from that underworld down in the basement, and he kind of feel like he could relate to the Penguin.
I don't know, man. I reckon Trench could do the suave thing. I think Trenchy could do. Trenchy, give us your best. I'm Batman.
But do you want me to do it like the Christian Bale version? Like I smoked a bunch of cigarettes?
Do it how you do it. Do Batman how you do Batman.
Oh fuck! I don't know. Like, do this one. I'm Batman. I don't know.
That
need, like-
was pretty good. That was pretty good.
If you do it like the if you do it the Keaton way, you just have to say it.
Yeah.
You don't even. It's just I'm Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman.
Fucking what's his name? Fucking yelled it like I'm Batman. Like no.
I'm Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Britney stream just deteriorates into us all grumbling and growling Batman.
Michael Keaton's just
I'm Batman.
What's up? I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Was that George Clooney? Is that George Clooney actor?
No, that's just Michael Keaton's just like he's just like, what's up? I'm Batman. Like he's just casually says it. You know, well,
It's too tight.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody would know
Tell your
because,
friends.
for the Penguin if they remade it today. His name is Jamie Costa. He's a voice actor that does a lot of impersonations on YouTube. He looks a lot like Robin Williams. He does but I think he's actually a very underrated actor, you know, because he could just do spot on impressions and everything. And I think he would be a pretty good Penguin. He's short enough. I think Colin Farrell's too tall.
This is the first time you've ever talked to June, isn't it, Marty?
I think so.
Yeah. He finally got unblocked from StreamYards. It appears.
Fucking weird one.
Yeah.
Oh. But Brittany, right. Forget about that question. Do your best Catwoman impersonation from any version of Catwoman.
Wait, my what?
Well, look. You got the acting thing down. You can do this. Do your best impersonation of Catwoman.
Like what? Like what to say? Or
Yeah. Your favorite line. Your favorite line from this or any other movie featuring Catwoman.
I'm not sure how I would do.
No, go on. Dude,
What's any line from Catwoman?
like, and
What's the line that Catwoman says?
Yeah, but she says a lot of stuff. She's like fucking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that might help her pick one if you tell her which one specifically.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, first off, Brittany, which is your favorite Catwoman? Would it be Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What was one of the best kind of lines?
What's the part where they're fighting and Batman headbutts her? They're like fighting, but they're flirting.
Oh yeah.
Great scene. I just forget the lines, but
Shit. Okay. No, I'm trying to fucking think of one. Hang on. I'm gonna go onto IMDb. I'm gonna look up the quotes for one of them, and I'll give you a quote, Brittany, and you gotta do your best to get it. Okay. So.
Okay.
there's the scene where she falls into the truck of cat litter, and she's like saved by cat litter. Like,
Saved by kitty litter. How embarrassing.
How does everybody feel about the one Catwoman with Holly Berry?
God.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I
the
don't
correct
get how
answer.
people can make fun of Daredevil. Like Daredevil makes that makes Daredevil look like an Oscar
The Godfather.
winner, you know? Yeah, man. Like the fucking basketball sequence compared to the gym sequence and the playground sequence in Daredevil, man. Like Jesus Christ. It's horrible.
Okay, Brittany, I got one for you. I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
Somehow I had a feeling about that. I don't know, for some reason, like that came to my mind when you were looking on the quotes.
I
Okay, for me to do this, I would have to pretend that I'm no. Hi.
Okay, so you're Michelle Pfeiffer. You're Selena Kyle. You've been pushed out a window your whole life. Men have been pushing you around, treating you like shit. Now you're back. You're in badass leather. You got a whip. You know how to use it, and you're very confident. Selena Kyle's gone. You're Catwoman now. If that helps.
Okay, yeah.
You
Yeah.
probably just made it worse, harder, Trench.
Oh, my bad. Oh no, that's usually I don't know. My bad.
I get it. I see what you're doing. How does she even sound? I forget how she talks in the movie.
I'm Catwoman. Hear me roar.
I'm Catwoman. Hear me roar.
It's very just
It's sensual but also menacing.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
my internet. So
exactly. Okay.
Just remember, I never made you do a thing. It's all Marty.
God, blame me. Blame me. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to if you don't want to.
he kind of talks.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of talks very.
Ty, would you like to go? Would you
I
like
was
to
going to
have
say
a...
she's very sultry.
That's
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're saying.
Mhm.
okay. How about we do this? Hi, how about you try a Catwoman voice to help Brittany out?
I'm not saying a cat.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I'm not saying a Catwoman.
I'm Catwoman, Ty. Hear me roar.
Meow. Meow.
Meow.
What's it? What's that one she's saying at the end when she's getting shot? The
I'm
nursery rhyme?
Catwoman. I
There you
can't do a girl.
Well, 1, 2, what was it? 1, 2, 6, and 7. All good girls go to heaven. Yeah. She's playing jump rope with her whip as she's being shot.
Yeah, she's walking towards him, and he keeps shooting her, and it's so good. Sticks and something. Oh, good girl.
Michelle Pfeiffer is just awesome. Regardless. Greatest. Catwoman.
She's my favorite.
Okay. Brittany, I got a lighter one. You're overpaid. Hit the road.
Well, what
She
was
says
the one?
she's talking. The security guards confront her, and she's like, "I don't know if I'm gonna arrest her or marry her." And she replies to them, "You're overpaid. Hit the road."
Oh, okay. Um. All right. Wait, how did she say it?
You're overpaid. Hit the road.
You're overpaid. Hit the road.
Yay! Clap. Come on, guys. No, come on.
I'm trying to. I'm holding with one hand. I'll just smack my stomach. That'll make the clapping noise. There.
Dude, you're a human being, not a sea lion.
You gotta.
Wait, who's barking?
Oh, that was the sea lion sound Art was doing.
Oh.
At least I think it
That's a
was.
sea lion. That's a sea lion.
Very
Yeah.
But why did in like the Christian Bale version everybody needed a weird ass accent? Like the only one it worked with was the Joker. The Joker had like an accent. You had Batman sounding like he smoked 90 packs a day. You had Bane sounding like whatever the fuck Bane was.
Bane and Batman are both not American, so their accents, they had to change it.
I know, but they all sounded weird. Like they all sounded like Batman had the really like he sounded like
That's
a
because
smoker.
he didn't sound like an American doing a deep, mean voice. He sounded like a English person trying to do an American deep, mean voice.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
keep in mind as well. Heath Ledger was Australian, taking off Tom Watts. I don't know if you guys know who Tom Watts is, or Tom Waits, taking off impersonating Tom Waits for his version of the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm not like shitting on it. It's just I found it interesting that like almost every Batman villain and character in the Bale version has a very unique voice.
Not
Like,
Two-Face.
Well, yeah, and not the actual
I
American
don't know.
people.
And
It's unless you consider
Hathaway
just a city accent or something.
was a pretty bad
Fucking-
Catwoman. So
there was
Catwoman had a regular voice.
Anne Hathaway, who I think was gorgeous and fantastic as Catwoman, doesn't get half enough fucking credit. Kicked ass in that.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch.
She's my second favorite.
and I'm not the
behind-
biggest fan of Anne Hathaway's Catwoman.
I thought it made it. I don't know. I liked it.
Well, I think the original
It was
choice
the
would have been.
closest. Guantai?
I think the original choice would have been a lot better. They originally wanted Jessica Biel. It's like
Oh no. Hathaway, I thought Hathaway was much better. You genuinely felt that like she was a professional jewel thief, and that like I genuinely could have seen Hathaway's character having started off like the Batman Year One or the later comics, that she was originally a call girl who had just also moonlighted as a jewel thief. Like the bit where she's in the bar and the guys come to kill her, and she tricks them into fucking nearly killing the senator, and then she throws herself to the ground and starts screaming hysterically, and then is able to get up right away. I just thought that was really cool. That was a grifter. Her Catwoman was fantastic. This kind of grifter con woman.
She was after that thing to erase your fucking name,
history,
and your identity, from like every kind of
database,
in the world.
I gotta give that Catwoman another.
I like that they didn't make her a good guy.
I didn't
Or
really
necessarily
like
a bad guy.
when I first saw her, but mainly I think it was the costume. I think they could have gave her a way better costume.
The thing was, And Brittany,
True.
forgive me for saying this, and if Jen's watching, I hope she doesn't cut my balls off. That costume was sexy, but also practical. That was cool. That felt like a tactical stealth suit, but there was a sensuality to it as well.
I don't know, but nothing like it stood out like a cat to me. It didn't look like a
But
cat.
when the goggles were up, the two parts of the visors were up. They looked like cat ears. I thought that was cool.
Oh, to me, I thought it looked more like bat points. Like I was confused at first. I'm like, why is Selena Kyle Batgirl? Like I thought she was Batgirl. I was very confused. But maybe that's because I'm stupid. I don't know. But
You're
That's
not.
'cause they didn't
Trenchy, you're
make
not
her
stupid.
like
Don't ever call
they
yourself
didn't make her
stupid. Sorry,
obsessed
Art.
with cats. They didn't make her obsessed with cats or anything. It was just the whole like play on cat burglar
Yeah.
I'll have to give it another
type
chance
thing.
for sure.
It wasn't like
I got
the Batman Returns where it's literally has to do with some cats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I'm so used to like Eartha Kitt and Michelle Pfeiffer and stuff that
Who the fuck was Batgirl? Was it Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, one
That
Batgirl, anyways.
I felt so sorry for her because
Yeah.
I think it was right after Clueless.
Hey, at
I
least
and
they
she
I
did-
had gotten.
I had a
Oh,
figure.
sorry. Art.
I had an action figure of her.
at least
one
Christopher
from that-
Nolan did not
that
go.
movie.
What, Jim?
You work up.
Hey, at least Warner Brothers like Catwoman. That was Megan Fox.
Megan Fox did a Catwoman.
No. That was Warner Brothers' first choice to play Catwoman in the Dark Knight.
Oh no. No.
Oh,
Like she's a good actress. If you've seen her some of her newer stuff, she's a good actress. But back then, I don't think she would have been ready, and it was just a case of sex appeal.
I think she could have back then, but because she was right before that called Passion Play, where Mickey Rourke and Bill Murray said that they were by talent at such a young age. And, Mickey Rourke is not one to, he'll flat out tell you if you suck. So, and Bill Murray, I have to just wonder if Bill Murray was kind of being a bit of a dirty old man. But Mickey Rourke, I think, he wouldn't fib about something like that, so.
Maybe.
But, yeah.
how is Jen?
At that time,
Marty?
I don't think she would have been a good job. But even Christopher Nolan said that he can't see it. So, because I don't think Christopher Nolan's heart was quite in The Dark Knight Rises. I don't. So,
I think he wanted to move on to different stuff, and it was just like, okay, I better finish this trilogy for Legendary and Warner Brothers.
Right.
Like, yeah. But Brittany,
I thought they
I'm
made the
going
one
to-
with the Joker
Oh.
so epic. How could they do it
that
now?
one was fucking huge. Like that was like they killed off Rachel Dawes and they fucking they done so
Yeah.
much. There wasn't really anywhere to go from that.
That's
It
one
felt
of the things I felt.
yeah, it felt complete. But Brittany, I gotta dust off. I gotta say good night to my lady. So I will be watching in the background, but I want to chat to Jen for a bit as well. So thanks for having us on. I'm gonna dust off again. I've also
Tell her I
tweeted
said
that
hey.
you're live, so more people will check it out. Guys, I will see you later. Night.
Good
Impressed.
night.
see you, Marty.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think when it comes to Batman, like I pretty much like how Michael Keaton, plays Batman, especially he doesn't have to do the deep voice or anything, but with Christian Bale, he did, and to me, it just sounds like he has a really bad sore throat, and I can't understand what he's saying.
The thing is, Christian Bale kills. He does a good job as Bruce, but his Batman's pretty weak. I still like movies, but
I wonder if they really why did they make the decision to do, you know, like the smoker thing? Like, why couldn't they have like, I don't know, maybe it would have been really weird, but like, you know, Christian Bale does a very convincing American accent.
Mhm.
So why couldn't Batman talk in his British accent, you know, if they really wanted to disguise his voice, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, I'd be okay with, I'd understand that more if Batman is talking British versus, you know, sounding like a guy who has really bad throat cancer or something, you know?
Yeah, because like not just with Batman Begins, but also with The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises. It seems like it's gotten deep, and it just sounds really raspy. And sometimes I feel like I can't quite make out what he's saying because I'm like, wait, what? Like, okay, like stop. Like I can't hear it. Like I can't stand hearing that kind of deep, raspy voice. Like that's not Batman. Like you don't see it with Michael Keaton. Like not at all.
yeah, and
Right.
I like Christian Bale a lot. Like American Psycho is one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's like, yeah, his Batman was just kind of eh. I still like the movies though.
Yeah.
Well, some of the original choices, I mean, if you look at the list of the choices that they had to play Batman, though, like Christian Bale was on like their best choice because I can't see anybody in their list as Batman. It was like the studio. I know wanted Ashton Kutcher as Batman,
Oh no.
which I
Well,
love Ashton, but not as Batman.
Oh
right. Yeah.
no
Um,
no.
and they and Josh Hartnell, which maybe, but I can't see it. Um, some of the other choices. You know, at that time, like Leonardo was considered for everything, so they wanted Leonardo as Batman. Which no,
No.
What?
No.
no,
No, he.
He wasn't ready yet. He wasn't ready. No.
I don't even think he'll ever be ready. I don't think he would ever make a good Batman.
I don't
Hmm.
I could see him as a good Batman villain, but I don't know about Batman. He's a
Well,
good actor though.
and then like one of the other choices, actually apparently was Shane West, the guy who played Bane in Gotham.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
But his most famous role at that time was A Walk to Remember. So,
I didn't see the show.
but some of the other choices weird. Like they wanted Jude Law. Apparently Keanu Reeves really wanted to play Batman,
Really?
which I'm like,
He wasn't ready either.
I don't think Keanu Reeves would be a good Batman. I mean,
Yeah.
I even heard Guy Pearce. I mean, there are so many choices that it's just like, if you really hear all the choices, like Christian Bale probably was the best choice because, like, some of the actors they were considering at that time were just like, no. And let's put it in perspective. What in that movie, The Machinist, he lost all that weight.
Oh yeah.
And then he put it back. He put on like how many pounds of muscle within like 6-7 months, something like that.
Oh wow.
Literally, yeah, he was very dedicated.
Yeah,
He's a good actor. I don't hate him.
Yeah, no, he is. I actually think I think we all know what a great actor he is, but in a weird way, I think like Christian Bale is kind of underrated because people don't really give him like the credit. If you know what I mean, like we all know he's a great actor, but like people don't recognize him. I guess if you know what I mean.
Mostly people will just see him as Batman now. That's usually what happens. But like he hasn't had any other roles Like, Michael Keaton, he had Beetlejuice to rival Batman. Like, people know him for Beetlejuice just as much as
Right.
Batman. I don't know if Bale has that. Like, us movie fans know him as Patrick Bateman and, the Machinist and stuff. But
Right. And, and hey, I'm a fan of the movie. I love the movie. I also know as one of the leads in Reign of Fire, which is an awesome movie. Am I the only one who has seen that movie?
I don't think I have.
It's Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey fighting dragons in a post-apocalyptic like world.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds dope.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still on there, but for a while. So I mean, Christian Bale is like it's like one of his very early action roles, and he does a really good job. Really, yeah, I always thought that Christian Bale was kind of, in a weird way, he's kind of been typecasted.
Yeah, he still did good, with Bruce and Batman, but it is just the whole, voice thing that just kind of, threw me off. And I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, what just happened here? Like, did Batman got sick or something?
Why does Batman have cancer? Or what? Did Batman get really bad strep throat? Like what happened to Batman? Did he get some learning all those martial arts? Did he get some sort of weird virus? What happened to Batman?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, what's going on there?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I like about with the other Batman movies, because it's like, you don't quite hear that, which is good, because he doesn't really need to change or make his voice deep like with the other ones before that one. So yeah, I think that's good to see. And plus, with Michael Keaton, it's like, yeah, I really like his performance as Batman. Natalie said, we need to give Batman some cough
like I keep
medicine.
saying, there is a reason why I think that fans voted Michael Keaton as the best live action Batman.
Yeah.
Maybe some cough syrup, or either that or Grandpa's old cough syrup or something.
Well, the strongest
Yeah,
cough
there's
medicine is actually Robitussin. Uh, very awful.
or I know some stuff that's pretty. I know some stuff that's stronger than that. So
Uh-oh.
that's a 100 proof some of Grandpa's cough syrup.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, and I don't like it.
John Still's live.
I just think that Colin Farrell is just too tall
Tell him we're over here.
to play the Penguin. Like the Penguin is supposed to be short, and Colin Farrell is like he's like 5'10", and like I would say like a good cutoff point is like the guy who plays him in Gotham. He's like 5'6", so and that's a trait of the Penguin. He's supposed to be short, so
Right.
and I know they can make him look shorter and everything, but Colin Farrell, he's a pretty buff guy, and I mean, he's a pretty cool looking dude, and I just don't see how they could really make him look. I mean, with makeup and everything, but we know they're not going to use makeup to make Colin Farrell ugly. They're just going to use really crappy CGI to make him ugly. So
They'll do it somehow, though. He won't look like just normal Colin Farrell.
see, I love him in Circus, but I can't see his Alfred. So
I was very confused because when I first heard these people coming being casted, I thought Andy Serkis was going to be the Penguin, and I thought Colin Farrell might be Alfred or something, or like just another gang member or gang boss, like a Buck Tony or something.
I think who I think would be a really good Alfred for Alfred. I think Pierce Brosnan would be.
I really like Jeremy Irons. I thought he did a great job.
He did a good job.
That version.
He did a good job, Trent. But I think isn't the Batman supposed to be a new universe or something now?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying recast him in this. I was just saying in general.
Yeah, but I think Pierce Brosnan would be good.
Yeah, I think so.
But like Andy, I just can't see as Alfred. And
I could have seen him like if like what Marty asked earlier, who would you recast to do something? I don't know if he'd be able to follow up DeVito, but Andy Serkis could play a good freak Penguin. He played Ulysses Claw really.
There's one guy. There's one guy who I think would be a really good Penguin if they recasted it. He's that guy actor. If anybody can actually Google him, you guys will know who I'm talking about immediately. His name is Stephen Graham. He played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire. He's been in a lot of movies. Trench, remember we talked one time about my idea for Roger Rabbit, and I wanted him to replace Bob Hopkins. It's that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember what he looked like, but
I don't quite remember what he looks like.
But yeah, it's Stephen Graham is his name. He would be a really good Penguin. And he's from Liverpool, so it'd be kind of interesting to see like maybe the Penguin with the Liverpool accent, talking like the Beatles. So.
Right.
So. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Batman Returns. It definitely is one of the better Batman movies, I think, and it's just kind of. It is sad that they kind of had to ruin it a little bit with the whole, with McDonald's, and just because we need to sell more toys, but then look how much money this made. Obviously, I don't think this affected any kids. So.
Oh, I loved this as a kid, and of course, I wasn't. I was born in '98, so I saw all of these movies.
Right.
Around the time I got to experience them in a row.
I never thought, I never had that bad influence thought that they keep saying to us. So.
No, and
yeah,
no, we were watching probably worse stuff like Terminator and Rambo, like more violent stuff, not worse, but more violent movies and like horror films.
And in this movie is penguins with rockets on them, which I'm sorry, that's awesome. Penguins with rockets on them. I mean,
And the movie was like heartfelt too, because like when Penguin dies and he has all that goop coming out of his mouth, and then all the little penguins come out of the water, and they show their love for him, and they drag him into the water to be with them to his watery grave. That was kind of sweet.
yeah.
Like that was like a very heartfelt moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really sad, but also kind of like uplifting in a way. It was weird. It was weird because you had this like monster kind of, but sympathetic monster who's like bleeding black goo and shit. But then you had all these penguins like showing that like, hey, yeah, he might have been using us at like terror and like as like suicide bombers at one point, but we still love him. He's our dad, you know.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And although, Trench, if you were enough, do you think you fish like the penguin does?
Wait, what?
Remember how how Danny DeVito's penguin eats his fish, right? You think you would do that if you were?
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that.
You're starving.
Wow.
You're starving. You don't know how to cook the fish, and you only see that fish as your life food. You eat the fish.
I mean, fuck it. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But you wouldn't go in there and Mike Tyson the guy's nose, right?
No, I would not eat a man's nose. Unless if I really had to. But like not under normal circumstances.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, Danny DeVito, I still think it's probably the most disturbing penguin. Like, he is very, like, I do get that sort of unhinged thing from it, and to me, that's like what makes Batman have one of the most popular rogues gallery of is that he is a lot of his most memorable villains are not quite right in the head. The Joker, the Penguin, Two-Face, and the Riddler. I mean, the Riddler is definitely not right in the head. So,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of, and that's what makes Batman's rogues gallery.
Yeah.
These are.
Batman always had the best villains.
Yeah, well, I think
every villain is a classic.
Yeah, I think the reason behind that is just because, like I said, like we know there's like, yes, like the Penguin is sympathetic, but we know he's evil. But we can also understand why he's evil, and it makes it more interesting when we can. The best villains are the ones we can understand, but we know that they're evil. And
Exactly.
like, I mean, sometimes in some of the comics, it seems like Joker's just evil, sometimes, but like sometimes, but there's so many. That is one of the reasons why people always say Batman has the best rogues gallery. So
I can feel that because my favorite DC villain comes from Batman's rogues gallery, and it's not the Joker; it's Deathstroke.
Yeah. Deathstroke is really good. I like Deathstroke.
You got Deathstroke, you got Red Hood, you got you got fun villains like Kite Man and Catman and Condiment Man.
Yeah, I remember when it was like this store Borders. We used to have Borders books. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but because I think like they closed.
Yeah.
But I remember they had this book that we couldn't afford it because it was like a lot of money, but it was like this complete history of Batman at the time. I remember reading that book and like it had all of Batman's villains in it. and like the year they were introduced and everything. And like sometimes Batman did have some very obscure villains, and I know Trench has talked about some of them. Calendar Man,
I like books like that.
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man, who's finally getting a movie. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kite Man.
Kite Man. Yeah. There's so many good ones. Fucking, I love Catman. Catman's great. Like, he had a giant metal cat he would ride.
But he has had some very stupid villains as well.
I mean, yeah, you got like Kite Man and Condiment Man, who literally sprays ketchup and mustard and other condiments at people.
Oh, that's not what you said. You said condiment. That's not what I thought you said, Trench.
Oh no, not the other word.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that'd be a different super. That'd be a different super villain. Yeah, well, Trench. Here you go. If they made a Condiment Man movie, who would you cast as Condiment Man with actors nowadays?
Oh shit, that's hard, man. 'Cause you need someone that's not afraid to look stupid, but it would be funny if they played it kind of straight. Like, I'm trying to think.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
That would be fucking amazing.
That would be funny. If Daniel Day-Lewis is willing to look stupid, I mean, at this point, you're 63 years old. It's time to just, let loose and kind of have fun a little bit in your career. Just have fun. But that was more of a joke. That was more of a joke casting. But Trench, who would you think?
I don't know, man. It's hard. It's really hard. Because I'm trying to think of modern actors that haven't already played villains.
Oh, I know he's Marvel, but it'd be funny if he did. It would be kind of funny, because I think he'd be willing to make fun of himself. What if Chris Pratt played it?
That would be dope.
That would be. I think that would be funny. Chris Pratt can make fun of himself. So it would be really funny if Chris Pratt sits there and sprays ketchup on people and mustard, relish, and mayonnaise.
Wear the outfit too. He had a weird looking outfit.
Yes, Batman does have some very dumb villains in the comics, and some very underrated ones too. Like one of them I remember. He's actually a fairly new one for Batman, but Hush.
Hush is good.
I don't. Trench. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said some. What were these writers doing? But I even know this in the original Batman TV show of the '60s. Clint Eastwood was going to play Two-Face, but then this series got canceled. Which I'm really trying to imagine Clint Eastwood as Two-Face. At that time I don't know if he pulled it off, because he was kind of the macho man.
Brittany, thanks for having me. I'm about to head off.
Okay.
All right. It was fun. Thank you.
You're
Good for us.
welcome.
All right.
To say, I think we're talking about Batman stuff in general, not really kind of staying on topic too.
Brittany, is there any Batman villains that you would like to see get a movie? that haven't had a movie yet, and you can pick those, or
Let's see. I, I I do know some Batman villains, although I don't know that many.
you're good.
Um, I think Poison Ivy.
Yeah, like did have a proper movie. I get what you're meaning to, but like have a better version for sure. Like
Yeah,
Uma was good, but
yeah, and yeah, I think Poison Ivy should have her own movie, like a better like origin story.
mm-hmm.
Then
Cause yeah,
who would
hmm?
play Poison?
Who would play her?
Who would play Poison?
Um, hmm. That's a good question. I'm not sure who would play Poison Ivy in her own movie, but um, I think I think whoever seems to fit the role for
Mm-hmm.
her, then yeah, I think I would go with
Uh,
uh, whoever
oh,
might play her.
I'm trying to think of an actress to play Poison.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Emma Stone could pull it off.
yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
You know,
Although I still
I
haven't seen Cruella.
I gotta
I'm
see that too,
Oh yeah.
Corella.
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I have some,
I'm sorry. It seems like you're breaking up on here. I can't hear you.
I I could see Keira Knightley.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I think Poison Ivy should be a little taller.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Trench,
think
did
so.
you hear who I said?
Yeah, I like Keira Knightley.
Because you had your mic off, so
I think she's better than Natalie Portman. Like I like Keira Knightley a lot.
yeah. Trench, I said Keira Knightley.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I think she'd be dope.
Uh
She could
oh.
probably pull off the red hair. Oh,
What just happened?
he probably just got kicked.
Was there bad reception?
I don't know.
Hmm. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to get going soon. But before I do, I think the one thing we haven't talked about was the music on Batman Returns, like the music score.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, yeah, Danny Elfman, he composes really great music when it comes to with Tim Burton movies. Like not just with Batman and Batman Returns, but also like with Sleepy Hollow and some other ones. I think he did Beetlejuice, I believe. Did he? Like, did he compose the music for Beetlejuice?
I think so. He did a lot. You're talking about the guy that did all the music for Tim Burton.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Hopefully, I'm coming in better now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I can hear you better.
I think we I think my our RT fiber is not doing too well tonight, so which is
Oh
surprising.
man.
It usually does do well. So and there's no storms or nothing. I don't know. It's maybe
Yeah.
maybe I made maybe I made somebody angry and they're hacking me or something.
Oh man, I hope not. But yeah, we've been getting thunderstorms out here lately, and yeah, yesterday there was a huge thunderstorm. It was getting quite loud, and there was rain. It's still quite dark, so I have no doubt if it
Uh,
will rain again. But yeah, I actually love it though. I love the rain, the thunder, and lightning. So yeah, I don't mind it.
no, yeah, no, I like it. Sometimes just watch the rain,
Hmm.
kick back and grab a cold one. So
Hey, Sasha.
sexy monkey is here.
Cheese.
Um,
Oh.
so yeah, as I was really saying, like I did like Cruella because I think I'm the only one who might have saw it. It did have a lot of style. I can't really say if I liked it or not. It was definitely interesting, but like I really liked Emma Stone in it. She really did save the movie. She did have sort of a like I did sort of like the whole like covers of like some punk rock songs they did. It had a lot of it had a very interesting style to it. And it was kind of fun, but like not really. To me, it was just it was okay, but I liked a lot of things about it, but it didn't really grab me. But I did like Emma Stone.
Okay. Yeah, cause yeah, I've been wanting to see it ever since it came out, but um, yeah, well, I do have Disney Plus, and I've been waiting and waiting, but of course, it says that it'll be free to all Disney Plus subscribers on August 27th. So, considering I'm gonna have to wait that long to see, I'm like, oh, come on, like, I can't wait that long. Like, I just want to see it because, whenever I
Yeah,
watch a
I.
new movie, yeah.
Um. hmm Well, I can't complain. I saw it for free because I just use my mom's and dad's Disney Plus. So
Oh,
my dad bought it, so
oh, that's cool.
can't can't complain because we're on the family plan, so it's just cheaper that way. So
That's true.
each person just takes each person just takes turns paying for the month, and and usually I just give the cash to one to mama. So technically, I'm not paying Disney. My mom is. So
Nice. But yeah, I would have to get going soon.
yeah,
You're good, man.
yeah. So did we just want to end the stream, or are we gonna go private, or
We can go for a little while.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yep. So hope everyone enjoyed this of the popcorn chat on Batman Returns. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
yeah.
Hey, Apple.
Hello. I like the tie and Happy Meal toys. The tie?
Mhm.
Yeah, the Happy Meal toys that we talked about earlier, where you know, where McDonald's got offended because the movie was too violent, and then the Happy Meal lawyers, because that Warner Brothers at the time had a deal with.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So.
All right. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I'll be doing this again, like you know, like another movie discussion live stream. I don't know when that will be, but depending on what movie I want to talk about, on when or something, then yeah, then I'll let you know.
Yeah,
All
if it's something I've seen, I'll always join for sure.
right.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So for those who just joined, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna be ending it here. But you can watch it and comment below on what you think of it, and let me know whether if you like Batman Returns and whether it's your favorite. All right.
Right.
So see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.